Where should you put your daggerboards and when? Let's take a look right now. Hi, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and today we're going to have a look at correct daggerboard position on a boat which has daggerboards. That is the fundamental start straight away, so let's dive straight in. Firstly, with the Tiger especially, we are using specific daggerboards for each hull because each daggerboard thickness is not the same. There is a slight tolerance in the manufacturing, so it means that the right board has to go in the right hull, otherwise it might be a bit tight or a bit loose. So this one is for starboard on boat number 2. And then when inserting the daggerboard, we're just putting it straight down, and it should be a little bit tight. You should be able to feel that amount of resistance, because that's going to stop the daggerboard from sliding up and down when you don't want it to. On most boats we have some sort of adjustment here. So on the Tiger we have these rubber pieces which we can adjust if it's too loose or too tight by loosening off the screws here and then pushing it in to make it a bit tighter on both sides, then screwing it in again, and that will stop the daggerboard from sliding up and down when you don't want it to. Of course, these do degrade over time, so what you can do first is turn it round, and then after that it doesn't cost much to replace them, or you could just source a piece of rubber to put on there. Okay, so we mark our daggerboards with where the best position is for downwind. That downwind position we've done so that you have the same amount of daggerboard under the boat as rudder, so the daggerboard and the rudder is the same depth, which we find to work very effectively for the downwind position. So for upwind sailing, we're going to put the daggerboards all the way down, and that will be the same on both sides of the boat, and we're going to have them all the way down for upwind sailing until you get to a stage where you've pulled everything else on to depower the boat and you still have too much power. So if you're double trapezing, you've got the downhaul pulled on full, the outhaul tight, the sail flattened up as much as possible, the mast rotation pulled on a bit, and you're still feeling overpowered, then it's worth lifting the daggerboard a bit, just a little bit on the upwind, like this much. That will allow the boat to slide sideways a bit, and you'll feel like the boat is a lot more manageable. Then on the downwind, we're going to quite predictably lift the daggerboard to the position where it says downwind, and to keep things simple, that's the only position we're going to put the daggerboard in. I'm sure some people put a bit more daggerboard down in the light winds to encourage the hull lifting, a bit more up in the heavy winds, but I like to keep things simple, so just put it in the downwind position, which means we've got the same amount of daggerboard under the boat as we have got rudder. If you're beam reaching in a light wind, then about this much daggerboard up will be sufficient, but if you are going to be beam reaching in the heavy winds, in my opinion you might as well put the daggerboard to the downwind position again, so that the boat is a bit easier to sail and you're less likely to snap your daggerboards. Do refer to the don't snap your daggerboards video, because if you have too much daggerboard down when it is windy and you go beam reaching, then you are likely to snap your daggerboards. So if you're not going to be sailing upwind when it's windy, always have your daggerboards lifted at least this much, and that means you're not going to snap your daggerboard. So to summarize, we're going to put them down for upwind sailing, up for downwind sailing, and half for half. And then if it's windy, put them up a bit more. So I hope that's given you the information that you need on daggerboard positions. Different boats will have different recommendations. Perhaps you don't want to be putting them down all the way on some of the more modern designs with very high aspect daggerboards. The best thing to do there is to check on the Class Association website with their rigging guide, tuning guide for that particular type of boat, for what the top end racers have found to be most effective. One last thing with the daggerboards is when you're putting the daggerboard on the boat, it's a good idea to put it round this way so that the fat end, the top, is towards the back beam, so as you pull the boat up the beach, the daggerboard isn't going to get damaged, whereas if you had it the other way round, the tip of the daggerboard could fall under the back beam, causing you to chip the tip, which you certainly don't want to do. Okay, so there we go. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. I hope that has cleared things up for you there. So look after your daggerboards and they'll provide you with a lot of loyal service. There will be more coming up on Joyrider TV, so if you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't yet hit the like button for this video, please hit the like button for this video to let me know that it was useful at least a little bit. So thanks very much, and there'll be more coming up soon.